Oh man, something about the fresh smell of ban list in the morning just really gets my day started. How about you guys? All right, Dragon Ballers, we are here with the video. I literally just woke up like not 5 minutes ago, brushed my teeth, saw all the text messages, saw all the crazy bans. I'm here with the link to the notes from the devs, basically talking about why they banned each card, what they banned. I'm literally gonna head to Virginia to go to the regional in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So we're gonna get this video out real quick. Talk about the decisions Bandai made here. We got the set 7 spoilers for the cards on Wednesday instead of Friday. A lot of people speculated we'd be getting a pretty big announcement today, and this is a pretty big one. We've got the ban list today. I already saw the bans. I will talk about each one. I haven't actually read Bandai's reasoning yet, as in their dev notes. So I'm gonna read their reasoning to give them a chance to explain before I give my opinions on what the bans are. I pretty much agree with them for the most part. A little bit here and there I sort of disagree with, but again, this is not like the last ban list where I was like really harsh on it. Like this ban list, I do think is for the betterment of the game. Although I do think they missed a few things. But I guess we'll just kind of jump right in and see what's what, right? If you guys are going to be in Virginia this weekend, though, come say what's up to me. I'm going to be going there literally, like I said, in like 40 minutes, an hour. Like I'm going to be heading to the airport pretty soon. So, but we'll get this up first. So, additions to the ban limited errata card list with the release of set 7 to our fans. As previously mentioned, starting with Series 7, we are planning to make an announcement concerning the ban limited errata list before each main booster is released. I love this again. The fact they're doing this, it shows a few things. I feel like in the beginning with their ban lists, they were a little bit less. They had a little bit less humility in the sense that they really didn't want to admit when a card was too broken. Like I feel like they kind of walked around the SS3 thing for a while, maybe walked around the Mecha Frieza thing for a while. Was a little hesitant for the Goten Cell ban list, but now I feel like they're really just all for the balance of the game, which I really like. So we'll keep going. Previous announcement link. And then with the upcoming release of set 7, we will ban 3 cards, limit 1 card, and add 1 card to the errata list. Please review the following cards and explanations. So ban cards. First off the bat, we got Battering Laser. I'll read what the dev notes say, and then I'll give my opinion. So there are 3 major reasons for banning this card. Maybe more than 3, but we'll see. It's the only counter negation with an energy cost of 1. It has few restrictions on usage, so it can be included easily in almost any deck. I mean, this is definitely true. Combining this card with Mirror Creator Absorbed and Further Instruction Champa provides players with overwhelming power for little energy, allowing them to win easily once their opponent reaches 2 life. Now, I like this explanation a lot because Mirror Creator Absorbed still just loses to negates, right? Like you maybe can argue that you'll have 3 energy up for like the cooler Battering Laser. Like I don't know if you can play the Mira on 1 energy and then like I don't know use another 1 drop and then maybe like Awaken, but you still need like energy for Champa, so that doesn't even work. You have to do it on like turn 4, which is kind of weird. But actually, you can like swing with the Mira. You can like Champa mid combo. You can do weird stuff like that. But anyways, the point is, it's a little too early for me to be thinking about this. But the point is, like, I definitely agree with this. Like, Mira is something that loses to a negate, but not while Battering Laser's around. So Battering Laser getting banned for this particular combo makes perfect sense, because if you get Battering on this combo, you're basically going to guarantee take 2 damage. And this has been a win condition for aggro for the longest time, especially back in the Storm days. I know Storm isn't really a relevant thing right now. It's not really a big thing right now. It's pretty much dead at the moment. But anything like Scuffle Time or anything that does go semi-aggressively, you can't afford to go down to 2 life, because this is going to be the win condition, right? Now you still don't really want to go to 2 life because you're going to be in Champa range. But with that being said, you have a much higher chance of outliving the kill shot or just negating it, right? So this reason I like a lot. Finally, in terms of design, it's difficult for us to create playable, high-cost counter cards as long as this card exists. 110%, like all the new 2-drop counter plays, you can't have this card in the format if you want those to be viable. And those cards, I think, are great in terms of just being able to play control. So I do really like that. Yeah, and I think the 3-drop cooler is perfectly balanced, like as the sort of quote-unquote replacement to Battering Laser. 3 energy for that, even though you're going to draw 2 cards, is, in my opinion, absolutely perfectly fine. So I totally agree with the Battering ban. This card is getting banned to 0. I guess I haven't put the date of when this takes place yet, but it'll probably be down there at the bottom. So we'll keep going. Next card, Unwavering Solidarity Shugesh. So let's read this one. Not only is this card extremely versatile, it changes how we have to design cards with energy cost 3 or less and gives an improper advantage to aggro decks. This is an iffy point for me because I feel like yellow aggro pretty much got dealt with the previous ban list with Bardock and Goten being on. But I do agree it makes them check their design of 3-drop or less sands. While Time Control Klonoa can be used to keep the card in check, we feel that forcing players to include it just to neutralize this card makes deck building less fun and restricts how players play the game in general. I completely agree with this. I'm a little bit sad that Shugesh is going to be banned just because for me, I like the card a lot. Like, it is a pretty crazy powerful card, but I also really like playing it in teams. Like, I like how you can get away with playing this in teams because you're not always going to face the silver bullet, but that's just me being biased. I do understand this is for the betterment of the game overall. So again, this is the ban I'm on board with. A little sad from like my biased personal point of view, but I do see it's for the betterment of the game. So I'm totally cool with this. Battering Laser and Shugesh are totally cool with my book being banned. And minus Killy Zone. Yes. Yes, this is the card. This is the card that I was asking for to be banned in my video. I think it was last week or the week before, talking about unhealthy cards in the format. Minus Killy Zone is up right at the top because answer cards need to be a thing. They can't be so easily countered. Like, especially with Mutaito being in the format, like, this card needs to go. So we're currently doing our best to make Dragon Ball Super Card Game an interactive game, but being able to lock out your opponent's counterplay cards create one-sided gameplay. 110% Bandai, you are absolutely correct. And that's kind of interesting. It feels like from the beginning of the game's design, they didn't necessarily want it to be super interactive because we've had some discussions with the devs, and apparently the culture in Japan is that they really like just fast game over gameplay, like really strong monsters, really fast gameplay, and the game in like 2 to 3 to 4 turns. And in America, we really are not those type of players. I guess we like longer, grindier games. We like to play more control. So I guess Bandai's kind of adapting that to us. If that precedent is determined to be true, basically, which we've kind of talked about with the devs personally. I really appreciate how they're kind of changing, I guess, their game philosophy in order to appeal to their customer base, which you really should. I mean, the customer's always right? So I really like this. This card also restricts the design of future counterplay cards. Obviously, you're putting a ton of counterplays in set 7, so it makes perfect sense. If we design any counterplay cards with high costs going forward, they may never be used simply because this card exists. Absolutely. So, and in my opinion, answers like counterplays, especially 2-drops, should exist. But, I mean, obviously we can see the card, the next card being banned at the bottom. They're talking about counterplay being a thing, and now they limit Cold Bloodlust. I'm going to have to see what their answer is for this, because this is the Cold Bloodlust limit is going to be the first card limit that I really am not a fan of. But like I said, I'm going to give Bandai a chance to give me their notes, and we'll see what's what. So this is one of the strongest counterplay cards. Yes, it is. That's true. And we find that it restricts card design space and throws off gameplay balance. I don't necessarily know about that, but we'll keep going. If we ban Battering Laser and minus Killy Zone, it would become necessary to ban this card as well, since the primary card that can deal with it would be banned. I guess. This would also cause decks unable to use this card to be considered less powerful. I guess, but you are printing a counterplay for every color. Granted, those are all 1-drop counterplays. Those are all 2-drop counterplays, and this is a 1-drop counterplay. But yeah. However, since this card requires the use of a leader card, there are significantly fewer decks that can use it. We believe limiting Cold Bloodlust to 1 per deck should weaken it to an acceptable power level. I can see that. I am really happy it's not banned. I'm glad it's still in the game. It just kind of sucks for all the people that have the tournament pack reprints, I guess, but still, like, it's still a playable card, which I like. I don't know, maybe because it's a resource-based game and I came from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! Effect Veiler, in my opinion, is not broken in the slightest. It's a -1 to stop 1 effect, but I guess in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can play around it a lot more easily. And I guess in Dragon Ball Super, tapping 4 for, like, if you're seeing hit and getting bloodlusted, I guess that is a lot more of a blowout in terms of gameplay advantage. So I guess it does make sense. Maybe putting it to 2 would have been nice, but putting it to 1, I guess there's still the threat of potentially seeing it, but not really. I don't know. Actually, I guess thinking through more of it a little bit, I guess I am more acceptable of this Cold Bloodlust errata. So, or sorry, I'll ban limit to 1. So I'm more okay with it now than I guess I was before I read these dev notes. But I still think the card is really good from an interactive standpoint. I don't think yellow is getting another counterplay except for the Kefla's Fury. I don't think it's getting an actual like counterplay that interrupts things. But with that being said, yellow's been the only color with counterplay for a very long time. So we have Cold Bloodlust, Crusher Ball. We just got Mutaito, and we're getting Kefla's Fury, even though I don't think it really stops any abilities. And they have really powerful negates like Flying Nimbus, Time Magic. So I guess like using this as a way to rotate out maybe like Cold Bloodless leaders or just Cold Bloodless decks in general. I guess it makes perfect sense, to be honest, because they do have really powerful counters in general. Give other decks a chance to play counterplay. I guess I'm actually growing more on this limit than I originally thought I would. So next up, errata cards. Paragus the Culling Beast. Former text. Permanent cards in your battle area cannot be placed in the owner's drop area by your skills. And then post errata. Cards in your battle area can't be placed in the owner's drop area by your leader card skills. This works pretty much perfectly as an errata because it saves your board from your Broly leader effect, but doesn't save your board from things like the 4-drop green Kale if you play veggies. Pretty much this card's going to work how it's intended to. This is something that Bandai does have to get better with, is printing cards to say what they really wanted them to say. Like, I'm pretty sure when they designed this card, they just said, okay, we want the Broly leader to not kill your own stuff when you swing with it, which is perfectly understandable, to be honest. But I guess they're still learning about that, but that's totally fine. So ban limited errata implementation date: North America, Oceania, Asia, Latin America, Friday, July 26th. So a few important things to note here. This is during the pre-release weekend of Set 7, so keep that in mind. That's when this is going to take place. For Europe, for some reason, it's Friday, August 9th, which maybe is when they're getting Set 7. But this is also going to be legal for Gen Con, which is dope. I just booked my ticket to Gen Con, so if you're there, come see me as well. I'm excited to play under this ban list for Gen Con for sure. In addition, we will not be making any changes regarding to cards already on the list. The next time we'll make an announcement regarding the list is prior to release of Series 8. So one thing I do got to talk about, or 1.5 things I think that I do got to talk about that I'm a little unhappy with. On this entire list, there's no hit to Shenron Gogeta. I don't know. I mean, the tournament results haven't proven it needs to be banned yet, or it needs to be touched, but it's still just such an unfair combo. And if you're banning things like Battering Laser, and if you're banning things like minus Killy Zone for uninteractive gameplay, then it only makes sense to ban Shenron Gogeta for the same exact thing, right? As long as that deck gets to turn 4, you're basically dropping a card that puts your opponent's hand back in their deck, unnegatable. You can Mutaito it, but that's about it. And then you basically buy yourself one extra turn. And once you do that, you're basically just setting your opponent so far back that you're probably going to win on the following turn anyway. So I'm really upset to see no hit Shenron Gogeta here. That thing has dodged too many ban lists for my liking. Yeah, just like I said, if you're going to promote interactive gameplay, that deck is not interactive in the slightest. And then no touch to the Path Height and Mastery chain. I think with all these yellow hits, that's okay, because Battering was one of their strongest tools. Now that's gone. Shugesh was a very strong tool of theirs. Now that's gone. Minus Killy Zone, you have Mutaito for the height. So as long as you can keep a yellow up for Mutaito on height, that is a very, very powerful thing. It kind of sucks that only yellow can play that, but I mean, I guess it is what it is. I guess you can also play Announcer too. And then the limit of Cold Bloodless obviously brings down the power of Broly height, but then you still have like Shenron height and Purunga height, things like that. That I'm not a huge fan of. So two things on the ban list that I am kind of upset that dodged, but I mean, I think this is a good step in the right direction. I kind of wish they would have hit all the nails on the head. But honestly, all their choices I am happy with and now agree with after reading their reasoning. I do have to say that, but a few things I think they missed. But guys, in any case, what do you guys think about the ban list in the comments below? Let me know after you guys watch this video. If you like the video, drop a thumbs up. I love covering ban list stuff. It's really cool to talk about, just card philosophy. And like I said, come see me at the Richmond Regional. I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching. Later.